What was the secret of Genghis Khan's astonishing success? What drove him to unite disparate tribes and conquer vast territories? Historians have debated this for centuries, poring over ancient texts and analysing his military strategies. But the answer, in its simplest form, begins with a boy, a single individual named Temujin. He was born into a small, often overlooked, struggling tribe, one among many vying for survival. On the harsh, unforgiving Mongolian plains, a landscape that tested the limits of human endurance. His family possessed no wealth or power, no influence to speak of in the complex web of tribal politics. Life was just a daily fight for survival, a constant struggle against the elements and rival clans. At the tender age of 9, Temujin's father was tragically poisoned, a victim of tribal treachery. As a result, his family was abandoned, cast aside by their own people in a cruel and unforgiving act. They were left to survive alone in the wilderness, facing starvation, exposure, and the constant threat of attack. But instead of breaking him under the weight of such immense hardship, these trials forged his resilience and determination, shaping him into the leader he was destined to become. Temujin learned the true value of loyalty from the sting of betrayal, understanding its importance in a world of shifting alliances. He also learned the necessity of unity from the seemingly endless chaos of tribal feuds and constant warfare. Even as a young boy, he dreamed of a future, a vision that burned brightly within him. A future where the Mongol people were united, strong and prosperous, not fractured and weakened by internal conflict. This powerful vision became his life's mission, the driving force behind every decision he made. The secret of his success, the key to his unprecedented rise to power, wasn't solely based on brute strength or exceptional skill in battle, though he possessed both in abundance. It was, more fundamentally, his ability to see a bigger picture, to envision a future that others couldn't even imagine. And crucially, it was his unparalleled ability to inspire others to follow him, to believe in his vision, and to fight for it alongside him. His story, the legend of Genghis Khan, reminds us all that even the most humble beginnings can lead to world-changing destinies, that greatness can emerge from the most unexpected places. Temujin's remarkable journey, his transformation from an outcast to a revered leader, would soon reshape the map of the world, leaving an indelible mark on the course of history. The boy who had nothing, the child who faced unimaginable adversity, was about to become the man who would unite a nation, forging an empire that would stretch across continents. And it all started with a dream, a simple yet powerful dream of something greater. A vision of a unified and prosperous future for his people. As Temujin grew from a boy into a young man, the harsh realities of the steppe shaped him. He learned to hunt, to ride, and to fight, skills essential for survival in the unforgiving landscape. But it wasn't just his physical prowess that set him apart. His reputation for courage, strategic thinking, and unwavering fairness began to spread among the Mongol tribes. He understood that true power wasn't just about brute force. He won followers not by force or intimidation, but by earning their trust and respect. He forged alliances through diplomacy and genuine connection. He believed in sharing food and resources, protecting his allies with unwavering dedication, and above all, keeping his word, a cornerstone of Mongol honor. When his wife Borta, the love of his life, was kidnapped in a rival tribe raid, Temujin didn't hesitate. He rallied his allies, demonstrating his commitment, and launched a daring rescue mission to bring her back. This bold act, fueled by love and loyalty, proved his leadership and solidified his position among the tribes. This victory wasn't just a personal triumph. It marked his dramatic rise from a marginalized outcast to a respected and influential leader, someone the people could depend on. But his journey to unite the tribes wasn't easy, and it was fraught with challenges. One of the biggest obstacles was his complex relationship with Yamukha, his childhood friend, which tragically turned into a bitter rivalry over differing visions of how to lead the Mongol people. Yamukha, deeply rooted in the past, clung fiercely to old traditions and the established social hierarchy. But Temujin, with a forward-thinking mind, believed in merit and ability above all else. He championed the idea that the best person, regardless of their birth or social standing, should lead and be rewarded for their skills. This revolutionary idea, challenging the very foundations of Mongol society, set him apart from other leaders and attracted even more followers who yearned for a fairer system. After years of relentless struggle, navigating treacherous alliances and overcoming fierce opposition, Temujin finally achieved his long-held dream. He united the disparate and often warring Mongol tribes under a single banner. In 1206, a momentous year in Mongol history, a great council, a Kurultai, convened and bestowed upon him a new title. Genghis Khan, meaning universal ruler, a name that would soon echo across the world. He was no longer just Temujin, the boy who had faced hardship and loss. He was now Genghis Khan, the visionary leader of a new, unified Mongol nation, poised to reshape the world. This was the beginning of a new chapter, not just for Temujin, but for the entire Mongol people. It was one that would soon introduce the Mongols, with their unique culture and formidable military prowess, to a world ripe for change. His extraordinary leadership was built on unwavering loyalty to his people, a clear vision for the future, and the revolutionary belief that anyone, regardless of their background, could rise through merit and hard work. The world, unaware of the storm brewing on the steppes, was about to meet Genghis Khan, and nothing would ever be the same. The Mongol army was more than a horde of horsemen. It was a disciplined, organized force built on innovation. Genghis Khan broke old tribal loyalties, mixing warriors from rival clans into units of 10, 100,000 and 10,000. This system, called the Tumen, created unity and loyalty to the Khan, not to tribes. Every soldier knew his role and was accountable, making the army efficient and adaptable. Mongol warriors mastered horseback archery using powerful composite bows and the deadly Parthian shot. Their steppe ponies gave them unmatched speed and endurance, allowing them to strike suddenly and vanish. Each warrior had several horses, enabling rapid movement across vast distances. This mobility stunned their enemies and made the Mongol army nearly unstoppable. Organization, discipline and innovation, not just horses, were the real secrets of their power. Genghis Khan turned herders into a military machine. The world had never seen anything like it. Genghis Khan, a name synonymous with conquest, was far more than just a brutal warrior. He was a master strategist, a brilliant tactician, winning battles with brains as much as brawn. His military acumen was truly exceptional. One famous tactic employed to devastating effect was the feigned retreat. The Mongol warriors, with incredible discipline, pretended to flee, skillfully luring enemies into chaos and disarray, breaking their formations. Then, with perfect timing, they would turn to attack from all sides, encircling their foes. This complex maneuver required exceptional discipline and ruthlessly exploited enemy overconfidence and weaknesses. Intelligence was another crucial weapon in the Mongol arsenal. A vast network of spies gathered critical information revealing enemy weaknesses, supply lines, and internal divisions. Psychological warfare was also a key component of their strategy. Before engaging in battle, the Mongols offered cities a stark choice: surrender peacefully and live under Mongol rule, or resist and face complete destruction, with no mercy shown. Their fearsome reputation, carefully cultivated, often led cities to surrender without a fight, saving valuable Mongol lives, resources and time, streamlining their conquests. Genghis Khan was also remarkably adaptable and pragmatic, readily learning new technologies and advanced siege tactics from the conquered peoples he encountered. He actively recruited skilled engineers to design and build powerful catapults and devastating battering rams, quickly mastering the art of siege warfare and overcoming fortified cities. The Mongols' unwavering willingness to learn, adapt and innovate made them an almost unstoppable force. Ultimately, their victory came from superior strategy and planning, not just brute strength. Genghis Khan's true genius lay in his ability to consistently outthink his enemies at every turn, anticipating their moves. His army was more than just a fighting force. It was a force of innovation, unwavering discipline and relentless learning. This is how he forged one of the largest empires the world has ever seen. The world's greatest generals and military minds would study his innovative tactics and strategies for centuries to come, recognizing his profound impact on warfare. Conquering land was only half the battle Genghis Khan needed to hold it together. He created the Yasa, a code of laws that brought order to a once chaotic society. The Yasa banned kidnapping, promoted religious freedom, and protected priests of all faiths. It enforced strict discipline, punishing theft, lying, and betrayal. Under these laws, people could travel safely across the empire. The Yasa unified diverse peoples under one rule, replacing tribal customs with a single identity. Law and order became the glue that held the Mongol Empire together. Genghis Khan's legal reforms were as important as his military victories. Genghis Khan's legacy is more than conquest, it's about connection. The Mongol Empire linked Europe and Asia, creating the Pax Mongolica, an era of peace and trade. The Yam postal system sped messages and goods across continents, making travel and commerce safer. This network enabled the exchange of inventions like gunpowder, the compass, and printing, transforming societies. Ideas, art and foods flowed in both directions, enriching cultures. But these same routes also spread the Black Death, showing the double-edged nature of global connection. The Mongol Empire's legacy is a tapestry of creation and destruction. It brought prosperity and tragedy, innovation and loss. Genghis Khan's empire changed the world in ways both seen and unseen. Its impact still echoes today. The Mongol Empire's greatest impact may have been in trade, not war. Genghis Khan protected merchants and revitalized the Silk Road, making it safer than ever. Standardized weights, paper money, and protection from bandits turned the empire into a merchant's paradise. Karakoram, the capital, became a hub where cultures and ideas mixed. French blacksmiths, Chinese engineers, Persian astronomers. The Mongols valued knowledge as much as goods, encouraging the exchange of science, art, and technology. Persian astronomy reformed the Chinese calendar. Medical knowledge traveled both ways. This cross-pollination sparked innovation and learning across Eurasia. The flow of new ideas and inventions helped ignite the European Renaissance. The Mongol Empire shrank the world, connecting distant peoples and laying the groundwork for the modern age. Trade, curiosity, and openness, not just conquest, were at the heart of their legacy. The Silk Road became a superhighway of ideas. The world would never be the same. 8 centuries later, Genghis Khan's story still fascinates and teaches us. He rose from obscurity, proving that vision and determination can change history. His leadership was built on merit, courage, and the ability to unite people behind a common goal. The Mongol Empire's dual legacy, brutality and progress, reminds us that history is complex. Genghis Khan's emphasis on meritocracy, discipline, and adaptability are lessons for leaders today. His story is a mirror for our globalized world, showing both the promise and peril of connection. The Mongol Empire was the first great wave of globalization, with all its opportunities and dangers. Understanding his legacy helps us navigate our own interconnected age. Genghis Khan's life is not just history, it's a guide for the present. His story challenges us to lead, adapt, and see the world in all its complexity. As we end this journey, we see Genghis Khan as both conqueror and creator. He united a nation, built an empire, and changed the world forever. His legacy is a mix of light and shadow, demanding that we look at history with open eyes. His story inspires us to be resilient, to lead with vision, and to unite people for a greater purpose. The lessons of his life are as relevant in a classroom as in a nation. So, what does courage and leadership mean to you? How will you use your strengths to make a positive change? The story of Genghis Khan leaves us with a challenge: to shape our own world with vision and determination.